Uh, I am Rwamparo Rusauro, the head teacher at that school. We are an academically excellent school. We excel in the co-curricular activities, and in particular in co-curricular activities, we participate in almost every game, including cricket, Scrabble, chess, those games that are played by few schools. But we also participate in football, the common ones, the volleyballs, and then we also do other things, debate, many things beyond the academics. So in co-curricular, we perform well. That's why you see all these trophies around me, so many. Everywhere we go, we perform well. Like in football, we may not be the first, but there are some areas, especially areas that require mental ability, we excel. Consider a case like debate. We have always been champions in East Africa, here, Rwanda, in Kenya. Then look at science. Science, we are very good. These boys in robotics, they are the best in Uganda. The mathematics contests, we have very good boys. Recently, we have our boy Busingye, who was in Beijing, China, and then he went to Australia and he performed very well. He won some award. Then there is another boy, senior 4, you can imagine, Cornelius. He went to U.S.A, a math contest, and he performed very well. He actually won a university scholarship. After senior 4, he will go for a bachelor's degree straight in the U.S.A. So that means he excelled. He is not a simple boy. We have had other people. The last holidays, the Scrabble team was in Kenya. Several teams. We had the Scrabble, we had badminton, we had the hockey, we had the cricket. We had gone for U.S.A games, Federation of East African Students Association games. They performed well, but particularly Scrabble was the first in the whole of East Africa. And I was informed just a few days ago that those people would be invited in State House to shake hands with the president. So everywhere we go, we shine. The boys are very good. In patriotism, I think our school, if there were competitions, the other time they were at State House, they told me, your boys are very good in patriotism, but it was not competitions as such. But if there could be competitions, I think we shall win them. So we are a shining school. Yeah, these things are very expensive. If I can tell you how much we have paid for these trips of football and the debate, it is the colossal sums of money. But you know, education is not only about book work. You have to balance the things. Sports, you have to balance the things which are done outside the classroom. But like these boys of mathematics, you know, these Olympiads start from contests. We have we first sponsored them for these preliminaries, the contests. They first do papers, either here, Ombara High School, you sponsor them. Then from there they do another paper in Makerere, we sponsor them. Then the best are invited, the best in the country are invited for Mass Olympiad. camp. It is a camp at Makerere, where they train them on those Olympiad competitions. Yeah, we are also helping them here and there. Now, after that, they are taken up by the Mathematical Society, but they may give them tickets and maybe food their side, but you have to give them some pocket money. These ones, I only gave them 2 million each, and their parents also supported here and there. Besides, when they are there, they are fed. They don't need so much, but they need to buy like a handkerchief or a shirt to show that they were out. Okay. So we really support them and we love them. One time, this favor is going for the second time, by the way. The other time there was a parents meeting. I took him to the parents meeting, and every parent was giving some money, and he picked like 2.67. So you can see everybody loves these people who perform very well. Yeah, I want to thank all stakeholders that are supportive in this area. There are some old boys who are very good. Person comes, there is an old boy who sponsored a boy for debate in Romania one time. I've told you those parents who have supported. There is our big old boy, Professor Kwesiga. He sponsors this science, robotics alone. He's the one who brought that equipment they use, and whenever they are going to Kampala, he puts some money. So he is actually the chief motivator of science here. So I want to thank everybody, the teachers who train them. These teachers do a lot of work. They giving them the requisite knowledge, and again accompanying them here and there. See, like people going to Kakamega, Kenya, they needed people to look after them. So I want to thank everybody. Our board is very good, it's very supportive. Actually, they are thinking of adding some special fee on the school fees, particularly directed to the cause of co-curricular.
Hello everybody, my name is Busingye. I'm a student at Ntare School, Senior 6, 19 years old. I represented Uganda this year at the International Mathematical Olympiad at Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia. My journey with mathematics began as early as primary school. Funny enough, at that time I wasn't very good at it. I participated in the national mathematics competition at that time, and I ranked somewhere in the 300s, so not qualified to represent the country at that time. But I kept on going, and Ntare School groomed that into me. When I got into senior 1, I was inspired mostly by the story of a student named Agava Victor who came before me and won the entire country, which was very shocking to me at that time, thinking that all great minds in math came from school in Kampala. Yeah. As a result, I came and worked very hard on math here, and in senior 3 I attempted once again, and much to my surprise failed again, and then worked even harder, and in senior 4 I finally did well at the national math competition and ranked 11th in the country. It was because of this that I was invited to the national selection camp in December at Light Academy in U.S.A. And by the grace of God, I emerged the second in the country and qualified to represent Uganda at the first IMO in 2024, my first IMO in 2024 in Bath. Yes. And I kept on working hard, and once again I qualified at the end of last year to represent Uganda one more time at the IMO in 2025 this year. As for my personal journey with the selection process, I got through the math contest. I got through paper 1 and paper 2. I was lucky enough to emerge the 11th, just one slot shy away from the award ceremony, which was disappointing, but good enough to qualify for the camp. And then at the camp, after 1 week and a half of training, I emerged the first. Yeah, I I was the first, which was a big achievement for me. Unexpected big achievement though. Yes, and then at the end, right after we were selected, it was loads of preparation, just reading, material coming from everywhere, lots of books, lots of preparation, but all worth it in the end. And then we began the application process for visas to go to China. For those that were going for the IMO, there was a camp that was organized, the International Mathematics Summer Camp, that happened in China, Beijing. We got visas for that, and then we traveled mid-June, around 16th. Yes, we traveled for the International Math Summer Camp. This was a 3-week training camp with some of the best lecturers in the world in math. Most former participants, some just math enthusiasts. Yeah, we were trained over the course of these 3 weeks in all the different fields: geometry, combinatorics, number theory, algebra. Sessions starting from like 8 a.m. all the way up to 4 p.m. and then evening sessions with guest lectures, things like quantum computing and artificial intelligence and machine learning and all the emerging fields in mathematics. It was an inspiring place to be in, being exposed to people at the top of the fields that you're interested in pursuing and fields maybe you were not aware of previously that you may gain interest in. At the end of this camp, there was a mock exam we did, at which I emerged the second in our team, our Ugandan team. Yeah. Then we left the camp in Beijing. We traveled for the international competition to Australia on 13th July. Yeah. We landed in Australia over Sunshine Coast, at which we had the final competition, National Math Olympiad. This competition, I was blessed once again, and this time I emerged the best on Team Uganda and within the top 400 of 600 in the world. The exposure from this afforded me a lot of knowledge about what other countries are doing that we can do better. Our country just started participating a few years ago, and we have many more time to prepare, but we have a lot of potential. And I intend, at least for the first few years of my working life and right after I finish school, to invest a lot of my effort into training the people that are coming after me, because I discovered these things when I was 16. And I've been participating for like 2 years. Most of the people that were there getting medals have been doing this stuff for 7 years, 8 years. And from the outside, it looks like we are not doing well, but we are capable of so much more. I can't say what for sure, but I know it's definitely more than what we are doing at the moment. So I intend to invest most of my effort, in addition to whatever I'll be studying, into teaching and bringing more people into math and making it more accessible to people, to give them the understanding that math is not rigid, math is not formulae and things like that. Math is logic and reasoning and all the things surrounding that. I wish to do this along with pursuing a career in engineering. I am yet to specify what in engineering. I went when I was very sure, and then I was exposed to very new things. So at the moment, still figuring that out, but right now my priorities are teaching and getting our country to start participating in other Olympiads, possibly the International Olympiad in Informatics. That is what I'm looking at the moment, but in the future, hopefully all. For those that don't know, there is a Physics Olympiad, a Biology Olympiad, Chemistry. For almost anything you're interested in, there's Olympiads out there. So my request is to whoever is interested, please reach out to me. Let's work into bringing Uganda into these spaces.
Hello everyone, I'm Cornelius, Ahumuza, a student at Intare School. I'm in Senior 4, which is my last year of O-levels, and I'm 17. Well, I traveled to the United States of America to attend the Yale Young Global Scholars, a competitive high school summer program that is conducted at Yale University every year. Well, to get into the program, you need a lot of stuff, but I started off from a very, very low level. I still recall it was like in my Form 1 when I was doing a lot of conducting a lot of, I could say, debates, participating in debates, or maybe some math circles around school. I also did our science projects, like competing in science, our competitions, going for the National Systematic Science Fair, and getting all those kind of maybe national and maybe international recognition in things like Harvard Crimson essay competitions, Immersive Education by Cambridge University. And then after that, recently in 2024, I got into Yale Young African Scholars Program. So this was like a major basis that actually helped me to get into Yale Young Global Scholars, because Yale Young African Scholars Program, for it is basically for talented high school students in Africa. So they get to train you from like any kind of university in Zimbabwe or Kenya. But this last year we were going to Zimbabwe, so you get to, we went to Harare University, train on campus, and then get to interact with maybe some Yale students, the Yale faculty. They teach you and then train you. So after participating in that very Yale Young African Scholars Program, I was so highly motivated by some girl called Emily Karen. She's from Kampala Diplomatic International School. She's from Kampala. She had already participated into this very Yale Young Global Scholars Program. So I was like, I also have to apply. So I applied, and fortunately, I got into this very prestigious program by an Ivy League university in the United States of America. Okay, to be selected into Yale Young Global Scholars, it's a very holistic application. This is what I would like to put out. It's like you're applying to a university. It's like a college level application process. So it's not something that's going to look maybe if you're good at math or science or maybe arts. They don't look at only one thing. It's holistic because it's like an American system of letting kids into college. So they ask for grades, like your high school grades. It's something like from Form 1, and like in the system it comes to from grade 8, grade 9, grade 10 to the level where you are. Then you have to be having like some very good extracurriculars, something maybe you participate in some sports, some math circles, maybe some science competitions, some international math Olympiads, or anything you've actually done besides classwork. What have you done besides your grades? Those are the extracurriculars. Then they also ask for recommendation letters, and recommendation letters you have to get a very good teacher that knows you very well. It could be like your headmaster or your deputy headmaster or your just subject teacher. And my best teacher like at my school was Mr. Ndeze Wilson. He was just like some very good mentor of mine and actually wrote a very good recommendation letter. Then after that, after the recommendation letters, you also get to submit, I could say, the TOEFL English test, because you're going to like America. They want to know if your English is actually very good. So you take that test. You can either go to the American embassy or any kind of online test, maybe like the DET. Then from all that, submitting all that kind of work, then they select the top people in the whole world basing on how good you've shown yourself, and more specifically essays. You get to write about yourself. They could be like, you know what, Cornelius, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then you go writing about yourself, trying to convince them to actually get you into the program. Then they select, like, they don't maybe basically like based on the country where you're from, they select the top like 200 students in the whole world. So they look for those competent students they feel like are going to thrive on the Yale campus during these 2 weeks of summer. So when you get to submit all that kind of work, when I submitted that kind of work, I didn't know I would get in, because it is very competitive. Like super minds of the world are actually competing in this very program. But fortunately, I got in and on 100% scholarship. I didn't pay anything as part of tuition, because their tuition is usually $65,000, and that's a lot of money. Like it's around 24 million Uganda shillings. But I didn't pay anything because I got on a scholarship. So basically that's how I got into Yale Young Global Scholars. Alright, so after getting into the program, I was like very excited. But before the travel, you have to get an American visa. And let me tell you, like, one thing that is very crazy is getting an American visa. It was very, very hard. I had to apply for the our B2 visa from the United States of America embassy in my country, and it was a very stiff process. Besides paying the money, besides maybe filling in the DS-160 form and all that, you have to attend interviews, and then you have to make sure you pass the interview in order to get your visa. So it was like a very stiff process, but I thank God highly in our teachers at school, the administration that helped me out get through this kind of stiff process by giving me the letters and all that. So after securing my visa, I had already paid for my flights. I used Turkish Airlines on the round trip flight to and from New York City in the United States of America. So I got to travel it was, I think, on July 4th, like in the morning. I took my Turkish airline flight. Then I went to Turkey for a layover. Then from Turkey to New York. Then from New York, I went to Yale University. And I was like, oh wow, the buildings are so good. Everything was very, very fantastic. The people there were very, very interesting. I got to know that actually there were some peers that were thinking maybe, I think like a percentage of 99.9 and maybe the 0.9 is just because they didn't want to exploit their minds. They were blowing with so many crazy and interesting ideas. So I got to travel and reach there on campus. I stayed there for the 2 weeks. We were having lectures from like world-renowned professors, professors like Professor Tom Duffy, Professor Daniel Martinez, Professor David, like very renowned Yale University professors. They were like teaching us all the 2 weeks, and I was doing biomedical engineering courses and the medical course. Like I was doing courses related to that, like the topics we're talking about, things like biomimicry, things like biohacking, grading people, like how basically we can enhance human beings, and it was very interesting. So the experience there was actually very good. I made like so many friends. And generally, after the whole program, you get to be chosen whether to actually be maybe considered for a university scholarship later on, or get into some other teen program by the Silicon Valley, and of which I fortunately also got in after that very program. So it was super, super interesting. Okay, Yale Young Global Scholars is not anything you just really may see around. It's a one lifetime opportunity because you have to be under 18. So I basically made so many friends from not only the Yale University students and faculty and maybe the professors and maybe the instructors, but I also managed to get mentorship from world-renowned professors that are helping me out on my research project on prostate cancer, especially when that's really come to adenocarcinoma prostate cancer in men, because I'm really very much interested in that very research field as per now, and I'm conducting my research, and I hope to publish my research paper hopefully at the end of this very year. On top of that, I also was able to get into the Knowledge Society. The Knowledge Society TKS is also actually very competitive, but it's like an after YYGS program. If you just really want to get into it, you also compete. And because of that very kind of, maybe I could say rigorous or maybe good person I became on the program, and maybe I showed how vibrant I was or how good I was maybe, I got into TKS also on scholarship, and I hope to start off my lectures come this very September with world-renowned professors, especially from the Silicon Valley, people like Nevada that have actually founded TKS, which is actually very super interesting. I also would like to share that Yale Young Global Scholars will just shift the way how you think. It will just show you this other whole perspective that people have actually made it, and people are actually very far, and we actually have to value self-growth each and every other time. I wouldn't like to forget to thank the school administration, Tara School, and my parents, my friends, and everyone outside there. A special big thanks first goes to the school administration, Mr. Deza Wilson. Thank you so much wherever you are for everything. Just really helps me out a lot. All the mentorship right over from my senior one, it's just really been a very long journey. And my parents for all the financial and all the mentorship, all the upbringing, and my friends for everything. It was a very, very good experience and very thrilling and enriching. I would say I definitely recommend everyone to apply to YYGS or Yale Young Global Scholars. Make sure you have good grades, make sure you have good connections with teachers, make sure you do very well on the English test that is going to be given to you by the American Embassy, and make sure that you apply early before you clock 18, because if you pass 18, you may not actually get into the program. But boom! That was all about Yale Young Global Scholars.